Hey guys, Tyler here, and welcome to the Green Mist over Portland. Some of you have heard of a puzzle game called the Red Pearls of Borneo, and the developers of that have sponsored me to check out their sequel. It's a free demo on Steam, so definitely check that out, and the Red Pearls of Borneo are free. So I'm excited to do some detective work in 1963 Berlin. Everything has gone quite to the dogs. I need to find a phone booth. I hope Cynthia will understand what she needs to do. Ring, ring. Finally, I was getting worried. Arthur? I can hear you breathing. Hello? Are you there? Arthur? Uh-oh. Delphine? Hello, Delphine. Miss Seville. Heavens, it's good to see you. It's been, what, 5 years since our last mission together? What brings such an esteemed MI5 agent to my doorstep unannounced? And call me Cynthia, please. I'm terribly sorry to burst in like this, especially after so long, but I'm rather desperate. You see, one of our agents has gone missing. I'm worried it has to do with Dallas. And if that's the case, our service is compromised at the highest level? I just don't know who to trust? Okay, what was his name? Yeah, that was Arthur Birdwhistle. So he was on a secret mission the last few weeks and couldn't tell me where, but he's not much a field agent, so I made him promise to ring me every day at 5 p.m., even if only for 30 seconds, so I knew he was safe. But the phone rang like usual, and he didn't talk. He was just breathing. He didn't say a word. The call lasted 2 minutes, then he hung up. I used my contacts at the GPO to trace the call to a public telephone box in West Berlin on Potsdamer Straße. So you want me to use my retrocognition powers to see in the past. Also, apparently Arthur's desk has been emptied out, but it could have been him who emptied it. I found this lodged under the desk drawer. It's a ferry ticket to a small village in Finland 8 years ago. Finland! God, not Finland. Right, let's start with Berlin. So, okay, we're about to see into the past. 1963. So we have a phone booth. I knew he was in the phone booth at 1700. Delphine can see echoes of the past as long as she knows everyone who is in a location at the time. So select 1700 and Arthur and focus. So it's like almost a transcript as if it were a scene. So apparently he's there, but he's not speaking. Oh, so he's trying to specifically contact Delphine, who he knew would be going to this past call. Delphine, I hope you can hear me. I just know Cynthia will contacted you. I can't say much. Other sensitives may be listening in. Okay, and then, yeah, we have the call, but now he's mind speaking a bunch of things. I haven't had much time to code this properly, but it's better than nothing. It's from the duel. Cynthia will know what it means. And then we got a coded message. Everything you need to know is there. Tell Cynthia to be careful. Also have an evidence cabinet with a coded message. So I can call Cynthia and explain that, yeah, he was speaking to the mind reader. He left it a coded message and something about a duel. A duel, or was it the duel? The latter. What does that mean? It means despite being one of the greatest agents in his field of expertise, he's still an idiot. He's a member of the government code and cipher school. Encrypting and decrypting messages is his forte. The code he gave you uses a poem as a key. A good agent memorizes a complex poem and reuses it for every message, but changes which words in the poem are the keys. Arthur, being a bird brain, is capable of doing that. The Duel is a children's poem. Alright, so we need the cipher manual and the poem. Okay, so now I gotta get that from Delphine's desk. We're at the archives. And there's an indexing system. It's a very proper old-timey detective game. Okay, let's find that cipher manual. So do I search like manual or something? Or cipher? Yeah, okay, cipher manual. Okay, so cipher will start with a list of digits, locate the corresponding words within the designated poem, arrange these words in a single row to form your transposition key, number the letters of your key row from 1 to N. The numbering must begin with the first instance of the letter A and then proceed through the key, numbering each letter alphabetically as you go, and arrange the words from the message into columns beneath the numbered keys in order. Okay, well, we still need the words for the key. Right, which, okay, I need the book containing the poem, which if I go to the library, I could do The Duel by Eugene Field. So that's the poem, but now I need to look at what the message was to actually put it together. So I can pin this, and I can pin the cipher document, the manual, and then I can go, and okay, yeah, 3, 7, so the third and seventh word. So I have this, right, and the third word of the duel is dog and cat. So then, because there's 6 letters in D-O-G-C-A-T, this first 3-letter word will correspond to the letter D, which is first. Okay, and what do I do with ZRD and D? So can I make my own notes? Oh, like this. I could also do a grid. I need my transposition key, which is dog, cat. Number the letters of a hero from 1 to N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The numbering must begin with the first instance of the letter A, so it must go alphabetical. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's actually A is 1, C is 2, D is 3, G is 4, O is 5, and T is 6. Okay. Now arrange the words from the message into columns between the numbered keys in order. So this one is ZRD. Okay, because that's the first word. The second word is N-E-E. Third word is J-O-K. Fourth is H-Z-R. Fifth is O-E-Z. And last is Dix. That doesn't make any sense. Wait. Actually, hold on. John. We do see John. And here, when you have a Z, that's a space. So it's actually going to be John, space, D-O-E, John Doe, space, E-Eric, red. Well, maybe they'll know what that means, but those are definitely words. Well, what do I do with it now? Do I maybe search this in the archive? Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Pin these. Who is this? This is Stanley Hudson. Arthur seems to think this was important. But there's something on the back of the photo? Carhoon Colo, 7 p.m., 10th of June, 1955. As the Bears Den and finish, it must relate to that ferry ticket. Can we see if there's a bar called that? But there's also, this folder's empty. Has someone removed the documents? Okay, because I can identify Stanley Hudson, I can do that in profiles. Okay, profiles, identify Stanley Hudson as him. Okay, also, we can look at the transcripts. Carhoon, Colo, and Havrick. Let's go to the library, search this up. Carhoon, Colo. List of establishments, okay. So we found the Bears Den, and we have the address for the one in Havrick. There's a small bar right by the docks. So 2 are related. Let's see what happened in Finland. Okay, so now that's a new case. So go to this second case, and I can go back in time, use my psychic abilities to see what was happening here. Okay, it's a small cabin with seats. 7 p.m. on the 10th of June. So that is 1900. And I can focus on both of them that were there. So let's see what's going on. Okay, a little description of the bar. They're both there. Arthur has the ferry ticket. I'll just get us a couple of beers. Stanley Hudson does not look pleased. Detective Verdinin said she will meet us here in an hour. She has to drive all the way from Salo. It's one police station that covers all the coastal villages for 100 miles around here. Say cheese, you bloody pillock. Oh, was this picture then taken? Okay, so wait. So there's going to be more happening in an hour, right? There's Verdinin as well. Can I go to an hour later and focus on them then? No, because we don't know who the detective is. We need everyone in the Echo to fully tune to it. We could also follow the ticket around? What does that mean? I know he'll still have the ticket on him at 8 p.m., so I can focus on the ticket then. It's not perfect. It'll only show me what Arthur is doing since the ticket is on his person. I won't be able to hear or see anyone else in the room, but it's better than nothing. Can I go to the item screen? Wait, no, I need to discover items? Hold on, I feel like then there's some stuff I need to click on. Oh, like the ferry ticket. I see. So we'll go to ferry ticket then. Identify the owner. That's Arthur's. Link the ticket to him. Okay, so we can go to Friday at 2100, and I could focus on the ticket. Or no, sorry. At just 1 hour later when the detective arrives. So let's see what we can get. Partial echo from ferry ticket. All right, they're on their third drink, and Stanley has started to loose up. They're talking about stories from the past, but then Arthur looks up and sees a detective. She's in her 30s and attractive. He wasn't expecting that. He blushes. This is only gonna be Arthur talking. We're not gonna get the whole conversation. Would you like a drink, Suvi? Okay, so that's probably her first name. And I mean, this isn't a full conversation, but we would like to talk to the fisherman. Was there any suspects? He repeats Helvey, so that might be a fisherman. And then there was a man who died. I believe I know why he was murdered. I believe the Canadian who was staying here was not Canadian. I might just leave this alone until we get the full conversation. But I think we still need a picture of this detective. But they're investigating a murder in a small town. It would have made the local papers. Okay, yeah, we could check the local papers. In the periodical archive, Arvik. Stranger murdered in a lake and local fisherman killed in his own home? Let's see, this is 1953. Fisherman named Pavo Mary, killed in his own home in 1955. So, wait, hold on. Pavo Mary's in both stories? Pavo Mary found the body in the lake in 1953, but then he was killed in his own home in 1955. Early hours of Saturday morning. You have a picture? Oh, yes. That's Detective Ferdinand. Okay. That's the 30s attractive detective. But as for Mary, Ferdinand's on that again. She discovered it. And apparently we're about to talk to him again. This was on the 12th of June. So that was 2 days later from the conversation. So that's very interesting. Definitely going to go to profiles. We know you now. You are Suvi Ferdinand. Okay. So now we can go back to Carhoon and look at the time and hone in on these individuals and the ticket for the heck of it. Oh no, that's going to get the partial echo. No. We need the people. We're going to focus on them. Okay, so full conversation now. Okay, Suvi comes in, and even though Arthur's being awkward, she's being polite. Can I get you a drink, detective? You can call me Suvi. Just the glass of milk. Based. Love our milk. Okay, so Stanley leaves the room for a bit, and Arthur wants to know about the murder from 1953. Arthur thinks it might be connected to a case he's working on, but the body was never identified. Right, and no identification of the body. It was in a bad state and he's been dead for a few hours. He literally had nothing on him. We'd like to talk to the fisherman. Were there any suspects? Oh, there's a Canadian tourist staying at the guest house. We don't get many tourists, so he was our only lead. And nothing. He had a good alibi. He was at the guest house all morning. Helvey confirmed it. Who is the owner of the guest house? Unless if Helvey's in on it too. But his name was Gordon Lonsdale. That was the potentially fake Canadian. Our John Doe's shoes were city shoes. We're talking about the dead body. He has city shoes on, completely wrong for the harbor. He hadn't come here to fish. He was here for another reason. He had been in the water between 4 and 6 hours. No water in the lungs. He was dead before he went in. All right, so we want to know how this connects to Arthur's thing. Okay, and Arthur's saying, yeah, he knows why he was murdered, and the Canadian was not Canadian. MI6 and CIA coded messages regularly and signs the envelope just as Sniper. And we think he's a high-ranking officer in the KGB. A few months ago, he sent a coded message to Section 9. That's the branch of MI6 dedicated to KGB counter-espionage, but no one was able to decode it. Arthur's side have a go, and he use the transposition cipher, so he's trying to encrypt it, but he didn't give us a key. So we don't know which words and which poem he's used to encrypt the message, assuming that's even the encryption message he's using. Well, but here's the thing with transposition. The English language is quite valuable. You can't crack a message this long using brute force only. There's too many combinations, but you can use common quirks of language to narrow down the possibilities. You can look for the THs and the QUs, and before you know it, you've decoded the whole thing. And did he decode it? The cipher seems to only be part of the message. It mentions the murder of our Canadian friend, but ends before telling us who he is really. And he's saying that, honestly, it's shocking no one decoded it before I did, so I suspect someone on the inside didn't want the message decoded and destroyed both the key and the second half of the letter. Because letters from Sniper are a big deal, and destroying the whole message would have been way too suspicious. Anyway, we decided to come here of our own accord, under the guise of a fishing holiday, to investigate it by ourselves. So that's interesting. I like it. Shall we reconvene in the morning? I'll take you to see Pavo. You can stay in the guest house tonight. I'll show you the way. So can I see it on the map? Yeah, here's the guest house. Okay, 5 small but warm rooms. So they probably went there the next day, but hold on, what time do we think they were there? I mean, I guess I could try like 2 in the morning. Since, like, they'll probably be there by then. 2 in the morning. Can we focus? Not quite. Maybe I need the guest house owner, though. Oh, yeah, Gordon Lonsdale. That's right. We should probably look into him, huh? Let's see. Gordon Lonsdale. No records. Library? No records. Periodicals? 1960? How one man is bringing jukeboxes and penny machines to pubs and shops across England? So Gordon Lonsdale is bringing jukeboxes to England? He registered his company in London in 1954 under the name Automatic Pleasures Limited. That's interesting. Ports from Chicago and Montreal, probably why he said he was Canadian. He has somewhere north of 300 machines operating across England, with inquiries coming in from Scotland and Wales. People ask me if I miss Canada, but England has better pubs. Well, that's interesting. Let me look into Automatic Pleasures Limited. Okay, incorporated in 1956. 14 Wardour Street in Soho. We can go pay him a visit in person? All right, depends on how the conversation goes. I'll pretend I'm interested in his services, or I'll flash my fake police badge. Either way, I need to find out what he knows about the Harvick case. Also, so we know Gordon, but we also know his wife, Patricia Lonsdale. Okay, so I can visit a location in Soho. Let's go ho to Soho. Cynthia knocks on the door, and after a long pause, an older woman inches open the door. I'm looking for Gordon Lonsdale. Oh, this is Patricia, probably his wife. Do you have an appointment? Not officially, no. But you must be Mrs. Lonsdale. Yes, and who are you exactly? I was really hoping to speak to your husband. It's quite important. Look, I don't know what he owes you or what he's promised, but he travels. He's a busy man. Her voice cracks on the last sentence. You look tired, Patricia. When did you last actually see him? I can't. Please, if you're one of his girls, just leave me alone. I don't know where he is. He's gone. What shady shit is he up to? All right, Cynthia takes her fake badge out and shows to Patricia. Look at me. I need to be straight with you. I'm Detective Inspector Celine Ashwood. Special branch. I need you to tell me exactly what happened. What did that bloody man do again? Look, normally I would shut the door in your face, but I just want to know if he's okay. I understand. The best way you can help him is to be honest with me right now. When did he leave? Last time I saw him was when we shut up the shop for the night 2 days ago. I thought he was going to get milk, but he never came back. It's always the milk. You know, maybe he's still drinking that milk. It can be very seductive. What time was this approximately? Would have been just after 7. Okay. Need anything else? I do need a photograph. We're going to jump into his brain while he's drinking milk. All right. He's got a photo of Gordon, and we'll try to find him. So let's see that photo. Let's get on this. Case 3, London, 1963. We got this photo of them. Backside has nothing, but we can definitely identify you and you. So let's do Gordon Lonsdale for you and Patricia Lonsdale for you. And now case 3 in London, the Automatic Pleasures. Right, so this was at 7 p.m., right? Just after 7. So 1900, Gordon and Patricia. Let's focus. All right, Patricia's manning a shop. She's on the phone. She's trying to help out a customer for one of the machines. Gordon Lonsdale's listening in. He does not want to talk to Reggie. It looks like they're closing up shop. Now that no one is around, this switch language is unmistakably Russian. So he is a Russian KGB. I've honed my psychic skills so I can still understand the meaning behind the words, regardless of language. That's interesting. So her psychic ability follows ideas. They're doing pleasantries. Patricia asked what happened to the day. The transaction went fine, but I came back out to a parking ticket. Can you believe it? I was in and out within 10 minutes. Must have been camping by, waiting to pounce on anyone who dared park there. Then they're listening to the radio. This is London. We interrupt our scheduled broadcasting. JFK has died. Oh yeah, 22nd November 1963. So yeah, he was dying. A lot of bad stuff happened. Gordon seems shocked by the news. We've run out of milk. I'll go buy some. I'll go be right back. He hastily runs out of the back door. Patricia watches him drive off. I can see the license plate of his Vauxhall Victor. It's LYN 571B. I'm gonna copy this because maybe we can do something with the license plate. Let's try this. Yeah, parking ticket for him. Parking ticket on Wren Street, and he was fined £2. The Algernon Nesbitt was the officer of the Portland division of the police department. We've unlocked yet another new case, which is over the course of multiple days. And we can go to Wren Street then, a small street in Southwell. Gordon was there. Do we need to have the car? Well, we don't have a picture of the car, so I'll focus on him. Oh shoot, what time was that? 9:15. So we'll look around 9. He got there at about 9. Okay, focus. My reconstruction is incorrect. Oh, I need the police officer. Shoot, I need the police officer. Algernon Nesbitt. See if I can get a picture of him. Service record. There he is. Gotcha. His middle name is Tilbert, and he's still an active cop, so I know you now. Nesbitt. But I can place both of you there at 9. Okay. I can see Gordon Lonsdale's car parked right outside a bookshop, and he is wearing a suit and tie. He's handing over a briefcase to somebody, so we can maybe even see the interaction. So then, oh, interesting. He's writing the parking ticket while he's writing it. Gordon runs over. Hey, what do you think he's doing? And Algernon's like, yeah, you parked here without paying. That's £2. And they're trying to argue. And he still crumples up the ticket. And Algernon's like, you still have to pay. And Gordon's being annoying. Gordon Lonsdale moans under his breath, gets into his car, and drives off. Algernon is about to go back to his parking duties when he notices a man enter a van up the street. So this different man, he came back, time to see what he's up to. Algernon walks up to the van. There's a logo on the side that says Billy Press and Son. The van's quite old and battered. He taps on the window. What is Billy Press? Anything in the archive? Library? List of contractors employed by Billy Press and Son. The only Portland one is S. Hudson. Wait, Stanley! That's interesting. So, back to Wren Street. Then, do I go to, like, Friday at 10? Just these two? Is that gonna be later? Yeah, I guess this is as time goes by. Right, so Stanley is in the van, and the police officer knocks on the window. He already has a notepad, and Stanley's like, gas board? Algernon looks at the van again. He can't see any tools, but there's a camera case with the zip half open. D.S. Nesbitt, what are you actually doing on my street? Stanley is saying it's a routine inspection. Pressure reading is a line under the pavement. And Algernon says you have a work order for that. Stanley's getting annoyed. He says it's in the office. And Algernon does not believe this. You want to sort this out before I come back this afternoon. And he walks away. And then when Algernon's out of sight, Stanley drops the sandwich next to him and turns on a radio transmitter hidden under the seat. And he's talking to Tweety. Tweety, which apparently is Arthur Birdwhistle, right? He's like, not my code name. Okay, they're bickering. Loud and clear, Laurel. Laurel is Stanley's code name, huh? Okay, wait. Really fine. Do you read me Hawk? So Arthur Birdwhistle. Can I make a note on Arthur? I can do that here. Arthur Birdwhistle equals Hawk. Just as a reminder. And then Stanley is Laurel. Stanley Hudson equals Yanny. Okay, Stanley's reporting to the cop. He's checking out the van again. He's gonna blow our bloody cover. All right, you let me handle him. Where were you 30 minutes ago? I tried to reach you, but you didn't answer. I popped out to get breakfast. Don't worry, I didn't miss anything. What about our package? The package was delivered. Is this in reference to the KGB guy? Okay, and Stanley should just keep watch. And then he turns off the transmitter when he notices a teenager in a leather jacket ride his bike down the road with some friends. Can I go to 11 then and do just Stanley? Okay, nothing happened at this hour. Okay, that's interesting. So they're staking out the guy. Cynthia's like, all right, I'm here now. I want to know what's going on. I'm heading down to Portland. Careful, Cynthia. We don't know what Arthur was running from. It could be dangerous. Okay, let's go to Portland then. Away we go. I'm not making it to Portland. Turn on your radio, Delphine. Tune into the news. There has been an explosion on the causeway connecting the Isle of Portland to the mainland. The ferry bridge has been destroyed? Did this actually happen? Like, was this another real event, like the JFK assassination? Allegedly? No. Well, no, maybe. They're talking about a mist now covering an area. Perhaps a green mist from the explosion. Sources in Whitehall have expressed extreme concern over its visual similarity to the toxin used in the Dallas attack a few days ago. Wait, did I yada yada over a rewritten assassination of JFK? A chemical assassination? Okay, well, this is too dangerous. Seal your windows and doors. Good lord. That's a cool shot. To be continued. That appears to be the end of the demo. I wanted this to keep going. No, and? Wait, snipers apparently also as sensitive? They can talk in heads? Oh, God. All right, this full game is going to be crazy. Definitely going to check out the full thing when it comes out. Maybe I'll do a full playthrough of Red Pearls of Borneo. If it plays the same, I like how it feels. With that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day, and peace.